What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another puddins.fab.shop episode. Theodore come to tell y'all hello as well. And I am hoping this is a very special episode because I have every intention of giving away that truck and giving away that truck. Now, we will elaborate more further on in the episode, but I just want to say, guys, we have truly been blessed. And for the last few years, I have been able to pick a vehicle and build it and get it on the road. And you guys watch, you guys buy merchandise and support, and it's a dream come true for me. So this is just something that last week, at the end of the week, it got put on my heart that I needed to act on it and do it. So I'm not going to question why I felt that way. I'm not going to question the feelings that I got. I'm just going to do what I felt like I was called to do. Now, the S10 is kind of a driving project. It could use some things, but I'm not too worried about stuff that needs to be done on it. I'm pretty happy with how it is. But the Stout, if we were to give it away, I only have one complaint about this build. It's not really a complaint. We'll talk about it some more later, the fine details of it. But basically, y'all see that? That's my left hand. I'm barely pushing. Look at that thing. Them coilover springs are so dang soft that it's fine with just me, but you put one more grown adult in there or put like a couple wheels in the back and you'll bottom out in that C-notch because the springs are so soft. Come on, I'll show you what I mean. This should be a very accurate demonstration. We have an extremely heavy load back here right now. One collapsible chair, one pair of old Huck mucking boots. Now they're steel toes, okay, so they're the heavy units. And last but not least, we've got a big selection of hardware back here to weigh it down. Shoo! Little fuel injection unit. Something underneath the hood's rattling. Me and Hot Rod drove it the other day and I forgot. It was something rattling, so let's pop the hood. Pop. I bet it's just the hood prop rod. Hopefully. Nope, no it is not. Ah, found it. Meh, minor details, we can fix that later. Did you hear that dung dung? Did you see I wasn't even going fast? Now, to be fair, that's a pretty aggressive bump I just smacked. I did it on purpose so y'all could see that it don't take much. I'll show you the other sign the springs are so soft. This thing ain't even like fast. She's a good runner, but she ain't fast. The hood picks up like 2 inches when you're gassing on it. This thing ain't got enough torque to be lifting this front end 2 inches. Probably can't even tell. Can y'all see how much it drops and then picks up when you shift? I mean, you'd think you're riding in something with like 500 plus horse. No, little 87 horse 22 RE. Those springs are just so soft. It's just a damn old race truck. So I've got 3 things for this rear suspension. 1, I got a Uni-Wiggler, Johnny joint, whatever you want to call it, for the upper Y-bone. I didn't have one when we built it. I ordered one, I just never put it on. That'll help the rear articulate without putting so much tension on some of the bushings. You'll see when we get there. 2, we've got different springs, I think I just spit, for this truck, for the rear coilovers. I think these springs are like 180 pounds, and for comparison, I think the Model A has 250 pound springs on the rear. I can't remember which ones we've got, maybe like a 220 and a 250, so we can play with those and get it where the rear's still gonna ride great. It just ain't gonna be so stinking soft. And good old number 3, and my least favorite, the most work, but that's all right, we don't mind a little work. In between the top of this frame and the bottom of the bed, if I can remember right, Eagle Eye said we got about 1.5 inches of clearance. So that means we can put a bigger C-notch on this thing. So that's what we'll do, because we want this truck to be able to function as a truck. It's got a nice sized bed on it. You can easily fit sets of wheels and tires and rear axles and front axles. So we need the suspension spring rate to be capable of handling that. get this party started. Step one's gonna be just pull our bed. Well, that ain't true. Let's look up underneath there and see how much we can notch above the frame. That's crucial. Did I bring a flashlight? Nope, no I did not. Oh, we're gonna have a brake line in the way. That's fun. We currently have 2 inches from the top of the axle to the bottom of that C-notch. So that means shifting first to second, I'm able to compress the rear springs 2 inches just shifting gears with a 4-cylinder. She bucked nasty. I see we've got a ground. We got our wiring connectors. I'm trying to remember where all we got bed bolts out there. So I think we could probably pull the bed without putting it on the lift. And I can't exactly see, but surely we've got at least 2.5 inches, a safe 2 inches above the frame to the bottom of the bed. Now we do got a support right in there where if our notch comes up and back, we may hit that. But we'll just try to keep it nice and tight, and hopefully we won't. But if we do, we can clearance that little cross member on the bed. Not really a big deal. Start unplugging these wires since I'm down here. That's easy enough. Oh, right here for our license plate light. Boop. Light ain't no good if she's dead. Ha-ha! Dang, is that a sweet looking little truck. And y'all know during my builds, I really try to make everything easily accessible to work on. Wiring, mount, stuff like that. And for reasons like this, if we want to pull our bed, it should not be an absolute chore to get it off. It should be so easy that you've got a perfectly good lift that you lay on the floor next to, huh? And I say, hey, yeah, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, I say, hey, what's going on? And I try, oh my God, do I try? I try every single time I'm making up the song. Alright, that's one of them songs that just randomly pops in my head and you gotta just belt it out loud and get it out of the way. I don't choose the songs choose me. He stopped loving her today. Alright, then we may go to just some George Jones. I don't make the rules, I just follow them. Any place to read upon its door. Now, I almost forgot. If we had tried to pick it up, it would have reminded us. But our fuel filler is added right here. Now I simply have to pick that up off there myself. Don't judge me for being intimidated. This may be a mini truck, but that's a big bed. 5.5 by 6.5 by basically 1.5. Hold on. According to my calculations, that thing's got 53 cubic feet it can haul. That's pretty big for a mini truck. The only way I'm gonna get that off there is with some help. And luckily, I know who will help. I know what you're thinking. Is it Slick? Is it Bill? Puddin', is Theo gonna grab a side? Oh no. Oh, chair! Coming! Oh, there you are. Coming! Oh, there you are. Now the old chair, we've put a lot of vehicles together, okay? She never lets me down. She don't plan on starting today, I hope. Hey. Oh, man. That thing that heavy? What's the deal, Lucille? Let's take that license plate off before we KO it. What the heck, over? Ah, dummy. Someone, not sure who, may have bolted an exhaust hanger to the bottom of the bed support. Freedom! You can't take my freedom. Hey, get back here. No running away. I don't care if you're worn out and tired. Do the job. Day one Stout rework. All tools are rebelling. I really need some help. Oh, we got her now. Do the big scoop boogie. Oh, so much easier than using the lift. So much easier. Dang, this little thing is sweet. Some of y'all may not know what this is. This is our Toyota Stout, obviously, but the drivetrain that on the platform it's on is a 1992 Toyota pickup. I've already seen underneath the hood and seen that that's still 92 Toyota. You've seen in the interior and seen how a lot of that's still 92 Toyota. Well, this frame is 92 Toyota. That's 92 Toyota gas tank. That's a 92 Toyota leaf spring hanger. But as you can see, I built my own lower link bars. And we did this so we could get the wheelbase correct. So I stretched the rear end back a few inches. Up top, we did a very simple Y bone to stop our side to side and for an upper link. Put in your exhaust, just rub in. I just told you we unbolted this, so that's really up there, so don't worry about that. This right here is what we're gonna replace, because of that right there is exactly what I was worried about. See how that jam nut's loose? So our link suspension will, a bleep, 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 that's all, folks. Our rear suspension will articulate. It'd be much wiser to put this in there. So we'll have to figure out some spacer so it fits in there centered up nice. But we can thread this in place, and then obviously that'll allow articulation. This ball in here will articulate, not our threads. Where do we want to start? Do we want to just notch it? Do we want to swap the other stuff? You know what? Let's just keep going with taking this apart. We'll get the rear end totally out of our way. It'll just make much more sense. It's dropping our whole exhaust, so we should have supported this beforehand. Get us some tie wire, and we're gonna pick this baby up. Hopefully whatever's moving up there that allowed it to drop that much. Hopefully that's not a new exhaust leak, because she didn't have none before. She may have one now. Dang nabbit. You like that O'Reilly special tailpipe? Oh yeah. Now I'm not a huge fan of this next step, but it is what it is. This brake line's gonna have to be moved because of where it's at. Now we could maybe cut that tab and move it up, but that's still gonna keep the rear end in the way. But little line ain't hard to make, so as you can see, I'm smashing that baby down, trying to crimp it. Then we're gonna cut it. Then I'm gonna fold it. Giving her the super crimp, because I don't have a metric plug, and that's just fine. Oh, that's good. Oh, I screwed those in, didn't I? That makes more sense. So these used to push into holes, but because the things had broke off, I just screwed them to the frame since it was in a new position anyhow. Snap. Gap. Oh yeah. We don't want to be burning up our wiring. Now our tab here we can probably reuse. Got one little weld right there. Let's see if we can cut it. Mobile slicing dice. Engage. Sparks and gas tanks go get together. Kind of like peanut butter and cat litter. Our tab is saved. We can reuse that. Yeah. Find those sweet spots and those will come right on out. And we're going to go ahead and pull her off because we're obviously going to be swapping those springs as well. So we might as well just get them off the rear. Don't be a fool. Move your tool. Karate kick that on out of there. And that rear end should be like some Costco samples. Free. Oh, hold on. Is that for the drive shaft, dummy? Whoever tightened those made sure they weren't going to be loose. He must have been incredibly handsome and strong. Strong, I'm assuming. He was strong, past tense. It would have been much wiser to pull these from the get-go. I probably could have picked up that rear end, spun the drive shaft around, got an impact on it even. It's all right, we don't mind. You gonna be ornery, huh? Guys, I'm done. I was sitting there getting those last two bolts and I looked over and I seen this wire here and I'm like, oh no, what come unplugged? What the heck did that go to? I knew all the fuel pump wiring and cinder was right there. That's the wire I drooped over here, guys. That goes to our bumper light, okay? Dummy. We need to get that dummy counter going for all the dummy things I'm doing today, dummy. Rear end. Be free. Now obviously, because this is gonna go back in when we're done, now we need to pull the link bars off. I almost forgot how cool this little suspension is that I built on this sucker. Pretty sweet little setup. I sent it to Derek from the Bowling Brothers when I was building it, and he seen how I gusseted all that in, and then how this gusset breaks and holds all this. And he said, damn, you planning on jumping it at the sand dunes or what? That's an option. Don't tempt me. Before we give her away, we may need to go smack some railroad tracks doing a $1.20, see if we can get her in the air. Let's not. All right, let's bring her back down, folks. Get her leveled out a little bit here. Right there's pretty good. Our notch is in a great position, except, y'all see that? That's actually where it's hitting. Okay, so as that's swinging forward or going up, it's traveling forward, which your link suspension will do. And then you can see where we're actually hitting in there. So we're probably losing, I don't know, 1/4 inch of height maybe. However, knowing it's hitting right there, we can aim for that area to be center of our new C-notch. If I'm being honest, I think we could just slap the heavier duty springs on it. It'd probably fix 85% of the problem and we could live with the rest. Or it's just metal and we can cut it and put a bigger notch on it. Clean that top. Eyeball where we're hitting. And mark the top of our chassis. Let's redo this notch. We need to get our driver's side matching just for a reference before we really start cutting on this side. Luckily for us, we got a hole right there. And if I remember correct, these are good to go off of. So from that back rounded edge to there, 1/8 inch. And let's check that off a factory frame mount or bed mount. 14 3/4. Hey-o, 14 3/4. Dang, Barney, the big purple muffler. Hey, let me show y'all a pro tip for, once again, working by yourself. You need your chair back, lean you a couple jack stands on there so when you pick that up, those fall where you need them. worked in a shop by myself doing large projects a long time. Ooh, let's get us some happy ending cleaner from the Sweet Patina. We just want to get the dust off our frame. Guys, I believe last week he released and we restocked the Looby Dooby. A very small quantity, once again, limited run. But that is mine and his collaboration on the lubrication. I told you on the last one, we wasn't sure if we would do another or not. There's a lot of demands for it, people asking. So we did another round. You gotta get you some at thesweetpatina.com. Just use that promo code on the screen. All right, we know we're aiming for center there. The problem is that's offset back. So if we go, oh no, we'll be good. We'll be good. Because we're gonna use a wang dangle of an angle here. So I think we will go back. Well, let's see what 2 inches looks like. So then we go forward 2 inches. Paint marker's not very accurate, but it'll help y'all see anyhow. Not hardly. Man, we gotta decide the angle we're gonna come down at, and we'll probably determine more of that back here. Because back here, we've got to clear this. And I want as least angle as possible. That's about 60 degrees. See, that'll get that cut out. Then we'll come up here and do it at 60 degrees. Then we got to determine our height. I think as long as we come up right above, well, you see this? Maybe we just want to kind of go based off that. That way, basically, this gets cut out entirely. That wasn't very good. It was running downhill. Let's try again, cowboy. All right. Luckily, we got plenty of marker on the roller. So I'll spend a little more time, and we'll make sure to get her maybe a little more accurate. But right there kind of shows you the rough shape we're going to cut out. Of course, we'll square over on the bottom, take the same amount out of the next side, or the other side over there. And I told y'all we got at least 2 inches of clearance above this frame. So if we went 2 inches above that frame, we're going to have right at 3.5 inch thick. We're going to have to build plates that step up. This is called a step notch. I call this a C notch. And then if we're coming up through the top of the frame and you're stepping up, that's a step notch. Step notches usually don't work on a lot of stuff because there's usually not a lot of room between the bed. We're pretty fortunate with having over 2 inches. That's a pretty big, yeah. Can't quite get a 90 with our speed square. So we'll set our little angle finder here. You want to square across the top. That way we know where our angles are supposed to meet. And in theory, we should be able to get this in a spot that makes them both happy, like right there. Now to get this marked, I measured our other side from the bottom where that frame rounds. Well, that's tricky because that side's down further. Okay, let me adjust for that. 2 5/8 from down there to there. Mark the back side. Boom, connect the dots. Now, there is a little jog in the frame right here. So another way I'm checking this was I'd check that angle. And over there, it was actually like 62.5, 63, 63. Yeah, we're good, guys. That is, that's marked out pretty stinking good. With everything fresh in my brain still, go ahead and lay out our other side. Yo, a swing and a miss there, huh? Golly. Needs to be slightly above that. All right, one quick check. 4 7/16. Let's see where that line and that line intersected. Pulling off of that. Guess what that side is? 4 7/16. You can never have too many jack stands. Woo! We'll put a jack stand in there, and that frame's at an angle, which we can use to our advantage. So we can slide that forward just till it touches like so. We're not trying to pick up on that frame, but what I'm trying to do is offer just a little bit of support back there so when we do cut that frame, it don't want to drop. Now with that frame being boxed and it's still having that much material, if I'm being honest, I don't think that would happen anyways, but pretty cheap insurance to just slap that back there. Makes you feel better. Boy, it's crazy to think we built that bumper out of all of our scrap that I had over there on that one rack forever. And now that thing is patinaed up, it's rusted up. We put some of that white on there on purpose. You can see some of the old white paint marker just from the steel factory still on that thing. Man, does that bumper look awesome. She's a looker, folks. Well, let's get one of these. We don't use them very often. Little fiberglass blanket for the great Houdini's next trick. I'm gonna make this gas tank disappear. Ha ha! I disappear. Just playing. Just playing. Get your slice and dice and some safety gear, because it's my favorite part. Let's cut some chassis. Let's break some earmuffs, huh? What the hell over? We're back in business. Little smackety tappity. Alright, available for sale at puddins.fab.shop. One gently used C-notch, ready to install on your Toyota chassis. Just playing. Ooh, that was a good looking little notch though, wasn't it? Sure was. Now she goes with all my other failed projects. Right to the scrap barrel. Looks good. Look at that from inside here. Oh, actually. Oh yeah, the further we go back, the more I can find. Golly. I meant to look at this because when I was laying underneath there cutting the bottom side, it actually looked rusty. Oh yeah, sure enough, it did create a hole there. I'd wire wheeled that real good, but I guess that in there traps and, oh yeah, she's a little rusty right there. Probably would never been a problem, but also don't hurt to have that out of there. The other side of the frame was rusted, so that's why I wanted to check that one, because that one, on the other side, when we were building this thing, I cut it out and actually welded in some fresh metal on that side. I think I would have cleaned that out the first time I cut the frame open. I think it was probably packed in there pretty good though. And probably since we've been driving it, some of it's broken up and whatever. Either way, let's see if we can get some of that out of that frame, huh? See, that one ain't rusted, but that's the part that I had replaced right there. Looking in there, you can't even tell. She is solid. Let's make a big old mess. Wasn't too bad. Most of it had kind of bounced right up to that notch, is what I think. All it collected and bounce, bounce, bounce. It did the red dirt booty bounce. Ah, the Toyota provides. It was just trying to give me some dirt to be able to clean up this little bit of brake fluid. I see. Well, I appreciate it, little Toyota. Any of y'all ever watched Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo, that old school breakdancing movie with Ozone and Turbo, when he's cleaning in front of the gas station? Oh, okay, let's not. Electric Boogaloo. All right, I'm done. Can't stop me. You can't stop me. All right, we're gonna start figuring out. We'll plate up the outside and then close in the top, close in the bottom. So for now, I'm gonna lean over and let blood rush to my head. It's doing that thing where it's making my cheeks hurt. So I should probably stand up straight. But we've come too far. So we want to trace this bottom side out, then the top side. Top side's not as important. There you go, there's your basic shape. Now we just need to get our Elmer's glue. We'll glue that on there, should be good to go. F for front, R for rear, And right up here, we know we can go at least 2 inches. We may go, well, and then we'll plate the top, so that'll give us 2 1/4. That'll be just perfect. So we probably want to, oh, I don't know. Well, we want to go 3 inches. We come down here and go 3 inches. And we could match our dots there up to the top. You can see how we're starting to create a little step here. That would all be one big piece. Maybe we get crazy and go 3 1/2. Yeah, we'll thicken her up a little bit. Y'all know how I said 3 1/2? Now we're going with the 3.
I seen that. I seen that cut. I'm like, he's cutting to the inside.
Up here, I could only get 3, but at the front over there, we've got some stuff going on. We're gonna have to work around. And actually, for the top, I took it down 1/2 inch as well, just because I think that looks good. Let's go check out that sweet mama. Let's try this old girl on for size, huh? Hey, fits like it was supposed to be there. I thought we might get into that tubing, and this one will overlap some. That's less than 1/8 inch, whatever that is. So 1/4 inch plate, we can squeeze that up, and I can weld that gap, promise you that. Oh yeah, it'll be a tight fit on this one from hitting that, but it's a good thing we went with the 3 incher. Just looks good. We don't need a big old bulky notch on this little low profile frame anyhow. Ain't like it's a big old thick thing. Now all that's left to do is the super fun part of cutting out 4 of these. Woo! Good thing Bill's here, but y'all don't see behind the scenes is he really does all the work. And then when he gets everything done, I come back in the cut and I'm like, oh, I got it all done. We about got that used up. We gonna get 4 out of her, Bill? Maybe?
Lay it out right.
I mean, that's about getting your money's worth out of that part. I've been up to the metal place to get different tubings and stuff. But apparently we're up for a restock on 1/4 inch and ran out of 1/8 inch the other day, realized I was out of it. If we got enough here, we'll put on those heavy duty springs, drive this thing up there and put a piece of 1/4 inch plate on the back to see if she does the job now or not. See if she's gonna haul or stall. Boop, boop, boop. We're almost out of room for our last boop. But right there, if we turn her just right.
We can squeeze it in.
Hey, it's a good thing I didn't go 3 1/2, because that wasn't going to fit.
It wouldn't have worked.
She's maxed out, boys.
So here I am doing all the work.
He's like, I'll be back in 3 hours to claim the rest.
To see how it came out.
To see how good I did.
Yeah.
And on each one, I've been putting an F where our F is. And we'll snap our fingers and they'll be cut out. Is that what they're doing?
More insulation.
Big boys from up north eat more to get ready for hibernation for the winter.
Yep.
Bill's always teaching me something new.
I thought you was going to cut it out with a wheel. Roll out.
Enough.
Huh?
I ain't got enough cutoff wheels.
Oh, hey, wait a minute. I got some, like the ones you use.
I've come too far. So I was telling Bill, on some of the stuff like this where it's straight lines, sometimes for me it just seems faster to cut it with a cutoff wheel, which obviously takes longer, but then when you're done, you don't have no cleanup with a flapper or anything like that. But with these, I got a fresh tip in here, so it's been cutting pretty stinking good. And where those edges are, we're gonna end up welding that. It'll be like an outside corner joint or whatever. So we can kind of just straighten them up and it'll get filled up with weld. Now obviously the straighter the better for making sure you're consistent, but I've got like 4 cutoff wheels left to my name. I just ordered 250 more, so we'll be good for the next 2 weeks. That's old toe smasher. Bill was just cracking up. I asked Bill if he ever remember that time that old man hit him. Me and Bill went to pick up the second box truck, the one that we took the box and put on the Datsun build. And we bought it off this old guy, and it was full of stuff. And there's a special looking suitcase, a secretive, had like a lock on it.
Had a lock on it.
Yeah. And Bill asked him if, he said, what's that, the money or the drugs? And I just heard, that old guy, he threw a hand and stuck Bill in the rib cage. Pop! Popped him one. And when we were there, I heard it, but I guess it didn't register. And then, well, what I can remember anyhow, but Bill had obviously told me about it. But then when I was editing, the camera had been rolling during that time, and Bill says that. But if you listen, you can hear the guy actually stick Bill where he hit him so hard. Well, we dang sure weren't squeezing another one out of that, was we, Bill? Got our monies.
Let's just put it all back together and weld it.
Have a Frankenstein box plate.
Frankenplate.
Oh, Frankenplate. Rat Rod Billy and the Frankenplate. Oh, hey, glasses. Now, luckily for boxing and plating the tops and bottoms and all that, I have plenty of 3-inch wide, which I'm hoping is going to work. But if not, we got 4-inch wide strap. So we'll be able to zoom, cut those to length and just plate them in there. Fingers crossed anyhow. It's probably going to need to be 3.5 to look good. So it'd be between the two sizes I need where I got to trim it down. Just my luck. Woo, I don't know. 3 inch is going to be perfect. Give us about 3/8 of an inch on each side to be able to weld to. Yes, sir. Did you ever get swatted with one of those back in your day, Bill? You weren't ornery, were you?
No, I got the Board of Education. At least that's what the paddle said on it.
Did it help you learn anything? Did it educate?
Nope. Even had holes in it, speed holes.
Had the old dimple die? The old, old dimple die swatter.
I got the hot rod paddle.
Clean up, clean up. Everybody loves a clean up. Can you hear old Wild Bill's rat rod? Well, that's a pretty stinking good match right there. Oh yeah, she's got to be arcing somewhere, huh?
I'll have to turn it on at night. I don't want to do that 50K coil. I don't think I touched that if I was you.
You think if it was robbing the spark that it'd be missing? Bill wanted a second set of ears. He thought he could hear a spark, spark, spark. Have you ever heard when like a coil arcs off of something? That crack of that spark? That's what it sounds like. I said, maybe it's a fine exhaust leak. I don't know. It does sound like it's right back there where all the plug wires are, but it don't sound like it's running with a miss. And you'd think if it was robbing a spark that hard, that it'd be missing. Yeah, that front end of that truck's missing, front fenders and stuff, but that motor ain't missing. Got our guide here. Just need to take a little off the top. All right, let's go see her clamped up on the truck. By clamped up, I mean just pushed against it real quick. Beautiful. I like it. I like it a lot. So here's our new guide right here. We gotta get the other three matching this one. Oh, Rupert, come finish my light work. Rupert comes over in his 3-piece suit to, yeah, he's my butler if you didn't know. He's the one who really does the work besides Bill. I made up the Bill part. Thank you. Woo! This one here I marked as temp for a template. Just using our 1/2-inch plate. Then I can just keep marking where she needs trimmed down just a hair. And I promise y'all, had I had enough cutoff wheels, we'd already be done and tacking those babies on, if not welding or figuring out the other plates. The plasma is faster until this cleanup like this, guys. It just takes a minute with this thicker 1/4 inch. Grind, grind, grind really adds up. It's grind time, baby. There's the last one right there, baby. Got those two paired up, these two paired up. Dang, I just realized I forgot to do the steps. Steps 5, forget you were doing steps. Once you forget you're doing steps, then you can just do a free-for-all. But for us, we're gonna clean this up before we clamp this sucker into place. Ow! Careful wiping that down. Oh, we got a chunk of weld right there. That's left over from our brake bracket. Get that going. Now our plates, on the outside one, I went ahead and cleaned that up too. So when we plate that in, it's already cleaned the weld. I'm gonna try putting this where I think it's supposed to go. And then we're gonna adjust our locking pliers till we get a good bite like so. That looks better. I use my eagle eye, kind of move that forwards and backwards, trying to look down and line up our corners. Right there's looking pretty good. And we'll need to C-clamp this, pull those in down there. But overall, they don't look bad. Just set a piece of scrap up on there where we can eyeball on it. We look good like that. Whoop, roll around here. Our side to side looks good. Guys, I'm liking what I'm seeing with everything positioned right there. I like it. I say we tack it. If I tack it, I mean inside there I put us a few welds. I did do on the front of this one because it sticks out from that plate. But before we get it, we'll squeeze this bottom in on each side. Just a little C-clamping action. And I didn't get crazy there. There's still a gap right there. We could probably really yank on that thing and close that up more. But then we're gonna start kind of distorting it. So we kind of just split the difference. Close the gap up just a hair. That's more than weldable. No need in getting over the top, getting plumb buck nasty on it, and making her do the Yankee Doodle that away. Whatever the heck that means. Now obviously that's the majority of our strength as far as our main support, I guess. We're gonna box it in, but with that tacked on there, and me happy with that, those inside plates, or inside our plate on top of the frame, I'm gonna weld some of this. Now the whole thing don't gotta be welded, or I may get buck nasty and weld the whole thing, I don't know. It's just so quick and easy to weld, I can't help it. Now, she's nice and hot, peppery hot. She's spicy. I'm gonna go ahead and knock out our vertical welds too. Oh yeah, oh yeah. She's looking GUD. There's a reason I wanna weld those. Those are pretty ones, right? But they're important too. So right now when everything's hot, I can actually turn the welder down a little bit, or I can control her a little better to make them pretty, but they still burn in nice and hot. I'll guarantee you one thing, she ain't gonna fall off there. She's welded in nice. She's welded quite nice. Running downhill at 1 degree. And from the top of the frame to the top of that, 1.5 inches, both sides. Those are gonna be my main concerns with setting this one up. 1.5 inches on the dot, that's good. 0 degree. Just tap that front down a little bit, 1 degree. So that's matching to that side over there. We feel good, we feel like we're supposed to be here. I do feel like the whole thing could go that way just a hair. Right there, it looks a little better. Reset at 1. What if we go from that tube straight back to that edge? Go from the top corner to the front of that tubing, 6 1/8. That corner, leading edge, 6 1/8. Golly. Whoo, whoo, whoo. That's where she's supposed to be. Heights are matching. Angles are matching. Tack it. Wow. Piece of that slag. There's this sucker's popping. I don't know why it's binding. Dirty tip. Maybe just how the lead's pulled. Woo, piece of slag went through my britches and landed somewhere you don't want it to land. I did a little butt bounce a couple of times. Finally got it to fall off, but the damage was already done. On the bright side, it didn't interrupt my weld too much. You can see some inconsistency right there. That's where I was doing the booty bounce, trying to get that to unattach from my lower skin flap extremity thingy. Trying to keep it PG, I don't know what to call it. Besides painful, we can call it painful because it does not feel good right now. Feeling much better this time, not fighting me. Ooh yeah. Hubbity, hubbity. Now I cleaned off some of that before we welded these on, but not all of it. And I know it's hard for y'all to see, but of course once we get that nice and hot, that paint flakes right off. So clean that up. Should have done the other side before we moved over here. All one shot, I forgot over there. But when this is nice and hot, we're gonna do our overhead welds, because I'm not plating the bottom of this. We'll just plate this in, but not the bottom back there. Kind of same thing, once this is all hot, you can turn your welder down even more for these overhead welds, where you can control them better. Should work. Dang. She glowing orange, ain't she? Yeah, she is. Yeah, she is. We're welded out on the bottom. That side's prettier. You know, so when people ever look underneath here where they can't see it anyhow, especially once there's black paint on it, you know, they'll see it. They'll be so impressed. 3 inch, 3 inch. Let's cut us some 3 inch. I measured earlier and told y'all 3 inch would be perfect. And it was before we put a 1/4 inch plate on the outside of each side, add in a 1/2 inch wider. Now she pretty well goes flush, which could maybe work if we beveled that edge real hard at like a 45 and then put it up there, which we may do. I want to look at it with fresh eyes tomorrow. Now, we were doing pretty good today on time, but that flat plate, cutting that crap out, cleaning it up, it didn't take it out of me. Just started feeling nauseous about an hour ago, and I've been trying to push through, but I'm tired of pushing through on it. We'll get out here with some fresh eyes in the morning, decide how we want to cap in that bottom, cap in that top. Shouldn't be too bad. And we're kind of rocking and rolling now, so we should be able to bang it out pretty quick in the morning and get some paint on it, get the rest of this thing put back together. Morning. Easy. Easy. Nibble, 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 nibble. Nibble, nibble, nibble. Ah, it's the vicious nibble attack. Ah, ah. Nibble, 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 nibble. Nibble, nibble, nibble. It tickles. That vicious pit bull tickled me. Tell him, I'm vicious. Hey, yo, here we go. It's grind time. Got a fresh flap attack on. Let's bevel our bottom side. Nice little bevel. And we may go a little more. You can see I'm creating a spot for our weld to go. Oh yeah. Open that angle up just a hair more where we can fit a little more weld. And just like doing our these plates, y'all got to see one. However, I got 3 more to go. Best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. Actually, my favorite part of waking up and getting out here is all those metal grinding dust landing on my neck and going down on my back underneath my shirt. Feels real good. Luckily, I got my bibs on where it just holds it tight to my skin. I can feel it every time I move. Those are all ground out. Now our plates that I cut at 3 inches, they would really benefit us to drop down an additional 1/4 inch, just so that lip hangs down a little more where we got a place to do that overhead weld on the bottom. And luckily for us, we need a plate on top. So we can cut the plate to close in the top, the exact width there. So then our other plates bump up to it, and that'll create that 1/4 inch of drop we could use. 5 1/2. Of course, we got to do 2 of those, 1 for each side. Well, I better, what do you call that? Calibrate. English will just try to take me out. Not today, Satan. I need some calibration in this situation, because I just looked at that and was like, no way that's 5 1/2 inches, but it is. I thought I cut it short. Check that out. That piece of 3 inch wide, I cut our other 4 pieces with, then those 2 pieces with. That right there is what's left over. That's the scrap we wasted. That's pretty good. All right, I'm gonna do a little flap attack on these and they'll be ready to weld in. Be gone, demon devil dust. Just made a redneck inflatable costume. I think it just looked like I probably gained 15 pounds. Blow up pudding suits coming soon. That 1/4 inch drop we just put in there with that's gonna be perfect. Got this side tacked in, weld it. Psych, just playing. I actually want to get the top tacked in too, so we're going to weld the bottom in with it on kill mode, because the way that's beveled, the weld will sit in there quite nice. And then all that heat's going to transfer up through these plates, and we'll be able to turn the welder down for capping the top on the outside corner joint, whatever that's called. I don't know. Problem is, right here, we're touching down here, which makes absolutely no sense since there's plates overlapping. Oh, other than we squeeze the top in. So that's leaning in. Back here we didn't squeeze the top in, so it ain't leaning in. Back there it's opening up to about 1/8 inch. But if I was a betting man, a few turns of the old C-clamp, and we can probably get that to lean in just a hair. Oh, she'll weld. In fact, I didn't even get buck nasty with that. I bet tapping down like that, probably lean them in 1/16 each side. It'll be just perfect. Don't be afraid to do that, guys. I mean, if you wanted, I guess you could cut you a piece 2 1/8 wide where it fit good down through there. But in that, we've got a little bit of taper, and that's because frames are not perfect. And actually, it makes sense the back's tighter because we overlap those front ones, so the piece is sitting like that. Oh no, the back was wider. It don't make sense, but it don't matter. Very few frames where you need a C-notch, it's just a perfect straight piece of something. We could not finish boxing that in, it would still be plenty strong. All your strength's in those 2 vertical pieces. I promise you, leaning them in 1/16 is not gonna hurt a dang thing. Can't believe you just hammered that notch. It's fine. Well, she's gonna be crooked down. No, she's not. In fact, not to brag, but my buddy at the tire shop was telling me how much the guy who does the alignments was bragging on that thing when he aligned it. He said, holy cow. He goes, that truck doesn't need nothing. He said that rear end was in there like perfectly straight compared like off the front and everything. He just said it was perfect. He said there was no adjustments really needed. He is impressed. I guess they have people do modified suspension and they usually got a lot of work to do to get it straight. I don't know. Heaven forbid we put something in there nice and straight. So the suspension is nice and straight. See, Notch? She's got a 16th lane. And boy howdy, does she look mean. Oh yeah, step like 13. Finish the notch. There's a pro tip on something like that. If you can get up, tack it on the back side, then you don't got to weld around your tack on the outside. It'll give you a prettier weld. I was gonna have to cut a bunch of extra metal. This 2-inch worked perfect up there, except now we've got the lane of death, right? Oh no, we gotta cut 4 plates. Well, it ain't gonna be too bad, because look, this 2-inch is just about the perfect stinking height. So we'll cut this baby to length, do a little beveling, she'll be ready. Now for superior fit, precise measuring's crucial. About right there. Little marky mark. We'll connect the dots. Cut that for our taper. All that chop saw, flap attacking, plasma cutting, I'll start to have cutoff wheel withdrawals. Can't be having that. Boy, y'all's getting to see a step-by-step, step-notch build, ain't ya? Mm-hmm. Fits both sides. Let's make some more of these. Go, baby, go. Almost there. Come on. There she is. There she is. Flow state. Flow state. Our tip needs replaced. It's kind of cracking and popping on me some, but we still got in a flow state. Flow state. Flow state. What's that? Why am I excited? Why am I excited? Come see. Oh, I mean, she just turned out good, guys. Solid looking notch. Welded up beautiful. No complaints on any of those. Like I said, over here I was getting some crackling and popping, so I need to replace the tip. But overall, just beautiful. Now you can see why that little lane don't matter, huh? Now you can see why that little Michael Jackson lane don't matter, huh? I'm gonna moonwalk my booty to that other side and get it welded up. By the time I get it done, it's gonna be about time to grab a bite to eat, because I ain't had no breakfast and my tummy's hungry. I tell you what, some days you're a fabricator. Today I'm a welder, damn it. As a fabricator, you may have to use grinder and paint to make you the welder you ain't, make stuff look pretty. I put a new tip on and she needed that. This side welded out, I think even a little better than that other side. We're about to polish those and just clear coat them. Underneath the truck. Everything else is painted black. Yeah. Then we got clear coat notches.
They're all nice.
We're gonna let these puppies cool off. Me and old Slick Fetty's gonna go get some lunch, but I also need to get some more welding wire. We're about out. And I decided it'd be a good time to look for spacers since we're gonna be out. This is 1.6 inches wide. That bushing's 2.5. So we need 2 spacers that are 0.45 each and a 9/16 hole. I'm sure we'll find those in our little town. No problem. Well, we made it to lunch and back. Got a couple things we needed. Look what I found for $2 at the hardware store. Dang, got the orange shiesty.
I'm sure that's what you guys were doing.
Give me all your packages. Driving around delivering for people. Robbing Amazon trucks.
Deliver them yourself?
I load down the E-Haul and they're like, he was last seen in a little E-Haul. He's an idiot in the orange mask. All right, besides white mask, look what else we found, guys. Got that at Atwood's. Yeah, it's $2. I'll use that when it gets cold. Boom. One, we got us some welding wire, but then I was being sarcastic and I'm like, oh, I'm sure we'll find a 9/16 spacer that's 0.45, what we need. Well, look, a little lock collar for a 9/16. And I knew it was just shy of a 1/2 inch. This is 0.35. So on each side, that's gonna allow 10 thousandths. So there'll be a little play, but not a lot. I've got that gusseted, but them ears hang down, so with any luck, it'll just pinch together that little bit. Should be cool. And oh yeah, I melted my glove on there, come to find out. Which is exactly what I was getting ready to do. Clean that off so we can get some black paint on her. Quick little cleanup and she's ready for old Rattle Can Dan. Lock and load. Hey, I messaged the owner of this company and I said, your old strap works better than your new one. He said, the problem is people like to do it too fast. No, that's the fun part of your product. Get us a better strap, dang it. Who wants to do this? This ain't fun. I wanted to shake it that slow.
I can do that by hand.
Yeah, I do it by hand. I want to smoke this thing. Usually once she shoots out twice, she's ready. All right, let's hide them dimes. Same color paint I'd use, so she'll blend eventually. That's a nice looking C-notch, folks, or step notch, I mean. Boy, that old paint's running off the can, making a mess. Got the old dirty tip. Bill said he got home and started checking his truck over, looking for that little tick noise he thought was a spark. What'd you find, Bill?
Loose header bolt.
Loose header bolt. It was an exhaust leak. They're on the very rear?
Yeah, that real quick right where we were looking. Right there, that end exhaust.
Yeah.
The inside one was loose.
Tightened it up. It's quiet now.
Yeah.
No more tick, tick, tick.
No more tick.
Gotta keep the ticks away. We want to let that paint set up before we start bumping into it. I did booty bump the one. Had to do a little touch up. Don't worry about that. Oh, I probably got, never mind. We're just gonna stop while we're ahead. Hey, Slick was just here, and I know I've mentioned in this video, I'm gonna give this truck away. I don't know if I mentioned yet that I'm giving it to Slick. If you know me and Slick, you know we've been best pals for a good long time. I gave him that little Chevy Love. Guys, that thing's a turd. It's not a bad truck for at the time. A few years ago, I got it for $500. We threw another 500 at it. It's been okay, but Bill's rode in it.
It's a turd.
Floor's falling out of it.
No, actually, we took it all through the city, and I think we only had one problem.
This truck still has multiple problems, though. It rides extremely rough. I mean, we lowered it for like $30, okay? It needs everything that this truck is, basically, in my opinion. And it needs coilovers and 4-length or something to ride good back there. Same in the front with the torsion bars. That little motor's always giving them fits. He drove it the other day. It was perfect. The next day, he's like, I can't drive it. It ain't running good or nothing. And I haven't had a chance to look at it. But it's just really rough. And there's a few reasons why. Things just been put on my heart lately to do a couple things. And this has been one of them. And this truck was Slick's grandpa's truck. So the 92 we started with, the floor that's in this truck, the dash, the motor, that steering wheel, that shifter, that seat, Slick learned to drive a stick in when he was younger. This exact platform. Now, did they sell it to me? Yes. Did I cut it apart? Yes. But is the truck still the truck? Well, yeah, it is. Also, Slick's favorite mini truck is a Stout. After I got Stouts and he got to see him, he's like, dude, that's a super cool mini truck. He loves the hot rod influence, what we put into this one a little bit. This plate right here was his grandpa's plate. I found this brand new in the package behind the seat of that red 92. And if I was to get rid of this truck for any reason, to me, I get rid of it so my buddy can have something super cool to drive. Now, y'all know he likes all the old super hot rod stuff. He'll never take the time to build something like this, just a really good daily driver for himself. And that's why we're doing what we're doing. And I was talking to Bill about some of the reasons why and everything, and Bill agrees with me. So I'm going to obviously respect Bill's opinion on the matter. He knows Slick very well, and me, and just the whole situation. So we're freaking excited to get this thing to Slick. And then with the S10, getting it back to the original owner, who asked me if he could buy it. If you ever sell it or want to get rid of it, please give me first dibs. Well, we're going to do him one better. We're just going to give him his truck back and hope he'll be super excited about it. So there you go. A quick couple minute explanation of what we're doing here. And that gave us about 2 minutes for that paint to dry, so it should be just fine now. So let's
breeze going on it.
Yeah. Let's get our tape measure and measure this bushing as far as the stick out, where we can swap in our new joint. So for this, we want to thread in our new one pretty close. Go to the center, 14 1/4. That controls your pinion angle, adjusting that. And this truck's been super happy, so we want to just get it back to where it was. Oh yeah, y'all can see I had plenty of threads down in that bad girl, didn't I? That thing didn't come with a lock nut? Golly, we gotta rob it, huh? If it ain't on it, it didn't come with it. They gotta save money where they can, Bill. Sell you a thing and you realize you ain't got a jam nut for it. Ooh, went a hair too far. It's pretty close though. It was like 14 1/16. Oh, hey, crooked bushing. That'll throw you off, huh? Yeah, right there's good. Yeah, we're right where we need to be, right there. Aha! Made the tank reappear. Get her?
Just about.
Pinion angle looks good. You mean adjustable Allen wrench? We don't need a set screw in our little collar here. Just gotta work our spacers, get everything lined up happy, we're close. Yahtzee! A little bit of play in there, but I think when these are tightened down, it's gonna be fine. I think she'll pinch in. That's all our slack we got. Coming down, Bill. Oh yeah, as that baby comes forward now, she's gonna have plenty more notch to go up in. And it may look offset, but like I said, as that swings forward, it's gonna come up to the center. Man, that looks good. Very happy with that. Line our joint up before we tighten her down. All right, next, before we get too carried away. All right, I just wanna make sure we can get our drive shaft back in. Sometimes on lowered or lifted, modified applications, you gotta do it at a certain point for it to be happy. Ours is happy. Went ahead and slapped our drive shaft bolts on and tightened those up. We'll tighten the suspension bolts once we get it at right height with our coils on, but we gotta adjust these. Now right here, these are the Alden American, made in USA, coilover shock machines. I don't know if those are leaking. No, that's way too much.
Yeah.
Just don't tell Slick about that. It's fine. Alden works with the Bolin Brothers. The Bolin Brothers is who I got the chassis from the Model A from. Alden sponsored the coilovers for the Model A. Y'all know I usually don't take stuff like that, but they gave me those with saying you never got to mention it. So I emailed the one guy so he could help spec some parts for this. And he did the same thing where once he got me a parts list together, I'm like, tell me where I can order, or, you know, send me the order so I can order it. And he said, don't worry about it. We're going to send them out to you. I usually don't do that. Was just telling Bill it's not very relatable. But I also wasn't just going to argue with the guy. And they're made in the USA. So if I'm going to promote a coilover, might as well be them. Once that gentleman sent these parts out, he asked me if I could be sure to stress to people and let them know that most coilover manufacturers unless they know exactly what you're building and they have something exactly for that, that most do consider a spring as part of tuning your suspension, meaning you may have to swap them out. It's very hard for me to tell them I'm building a 66 Stout on a 92 Toyota, this, that, whatever. Get me the correct spring the first time and you better not mess up. They were super easy to work with. I think they exchange within like 30 days if you don't tear up the product and stuff like that. Don't quote me on that. But he sent us out some springs, guys. I think that's a 180 spring, which is super soft. And I think he sent 220 and 250s. I'll be honest, we're going straight to the heaviest one he's got, especially knowing Slick has parts in the bed of his truck all the time. How often you see Slick hauling something?
All the time.
All the time. And I want Slick to use this.
Something new in there.
Yeah, I want him to use this truck like a truck, a cool little parts runner. So we're going to give him the heaviest spring we got. Hey yo, throw that new spring. These right here's the 250s. Let's get them swapped. Loosen our little lock collar here. Adjuster nut lock collar combo kit. Oh, I've been driving her, guys. That's them dirty threads. I ain't even been on dirt roads. Try to clean out some of that debris.
Doober doob.
Little looby dooby never hurt. Available at sweetpatina.com. Now, before we take this off, I measured our threads from that stopper to the first thread, and it's 11/16. This part is easier to do with an extra hand.
So it doesn't take much driving on the street to make it dirty, does it?
Gotta keep these babies clean. Get my damn old heavy duty 250s.
Right.
Boop. Now we got a stiffer spring, guys, so it ain't gonna compress as much as easy from the weight of the truck. So I'm not actually taking this to 11/16 because I think it's gonna dog leg us and hop the back up. And our ride height was really good. We went a hair too far. I'm gonna set this one at a 1/2 inch. And we're gonna try it. We may have to add some or we may have to take away. Again, this is part of tuning in your suspension. You want completely bolt on, don't body swap a 92 Toyota and do this. I need to go a 1/2 turn, Bill. That's money. We're not gonna lock those down in case we gotta adjust them. All right, we're ready to pull that lift out and we can kind of bounce on her and whatnot. Bounce on that, Bill. Oh yeah. Before, if you would have put that much weight, you would have been slapping the C-notch. It was so soft.
That's a lot better, and it's still not real stiff turned out.
No, it's gonna ride good. We get the weight of that bed back there too.
Yeah.
We're doing good work here, folks. I have my lovely assistants provide some weight. For our front rubber bushings, you want to tighten those up when you have like the bed on there. Obviously, I ain't got the bed on there, but I had a Nathan and a Bill, so we'll be good. Tightening the Y-bone, boop, that did pinch up perfect. There's no dead space in there. We really got lucky and found the exact spacers we needed at the hardware store. Right here on a shiny new paint. Going live. Don't want to be melting our rubber hose. Billy Boy's leaving us. We're gonna get these zip tied up and we'll be ready to build a brake line. Now we're ready for a brake line. So on the details, dug through my brake lines. I found this pre-made metric. Now we could rob those fittings, but if we do, it's just gonna leak out all of our fluid, which it looks like it's been leaking all night. Or we can use this one and kind of get her pre-bent, ready to go. Little S-line, huh? I don't think we could make that work. It needs to flare about right there. Don't forget your tube nut. Double flare, don't care. We haven't lost a whole lot of brake fluid, and that's good. We'll probably lose some as we swap this part, but the bleeding should be pretty minimal. Now that flare's questionable, but we're gonna try it. There's just a little, I say questionable, there's a little divot, okay? Makes me wonder if it's gonna seal up good. Well, that brake fluid's flowing now. She'll seal or she won't. Oh yeah, step 19, reassemble. Be a great time to have somebody to help me bleed brakes, but all my friends left. Well, sorry, buddy. I forgot you were here. I didn't mean you. I meant ones with other feet that can pump brakes. Little flip trick. I measured from our bed mount to our notch, and I think we're just gonna start to hit that front side right there. This is 41 inches wide. Outside of notch, the outside of notch is pretty well 41 inches wide. Oh, I see our tailpipe is probably gonna hit it as well. We got some notching to do, folks. Stop! Hammer time. Ta-da! We could have just cut that lip hanging down and smacked the edge flat, but getting the rest of that off there ain't that much more work. Looks heck of a lot better. We'll put some paint on that bare metal, because we don't want that area to rust. Aha! Yeah! 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 Woo-hoo! We're getting there. She practically falls into place. Hey-yo, tight's tight. Let's see, how's our ride height looking? Yeah, a little high in the back. I'd like that to come down just a hair. Real question is, can we bottom it out? No, we cannot. That's great. Before, that would have been done, done, done. So we may adjust on our preload back there. But for now, let's see if we can figure out our flopping box up here. We only got one bolt holding that in. I thought it had two. So we'll just put a self-tapper down in here just to secure it more, because getting in here and working is difficult, nice and tight. Maybe we can shoot one like right there just to take some of the bounce out of this. Shaky, shaky, no clunky, clunky. Guys, I think most of it were these clamps were all just a little loose, and that's what was giving it most of that flex. She's pretty solid again. Boop, boop, boop. You ready to braid some brakes? You want to braid?
I want to breathe.
Let's just bleed some brakes before this gets weird. Hey, Ma, Puddin's trying to braid out in the shop. And thanks to our fancy thrust washer, we can adjust these without taking weight off of them. It's been real nice and easy like. We had them at 1/2 inch. I just adjusted them down to 5/16. That's where we're gonna try them. Tightened our locking rings down. Finished zip tying any of our wires for the taillights. We just got the brakes bred. She's ready to test drive. You test the brakes yet? All right, just make sure. What a woman. Woohoo! That little truck looks killer, guys. You want a Stout instead of a Scout?
No.
How long's it been since you drove a Standard?
So I was like 16 when I got my first car. So a long time.
Send help.
She crashed and burned. Hey, I'm a really good driver.
Drive it hard. Go, go, go. Ride's good. Definitely stiffer, but not too stiff. Should be about perfect, what we're after, guys. Still nice and smooth in the back, but it's gonna handle the extra weight. We're gonna test that theory next. Miss put in assist on the test drive. Not what I predicted for my day, but I ain't mad at it. See my woman grabbing gears. Hubba hubba. Weight test. Oh, I found some heavy ones. Those are our rollers from the dually chassis, heavy duty. That's some weight, buddy. Oh yeah, she's almost tucking wheel in the back. Still don't bottom out. Now, I know I said Slick's always hauling stuff here or there. I don't think he'll overload this truck and overwork it, but this is a great way to test it, huh? If he won't ever do more than this, then we know she's good to go if it passes this test. Oh yeah, she's good. Oh yeah, go baby, go! She can feel the load. Still got 50 in second gear. She's a screamer, folks. Y'all think I'm playing? We're running 65 in third. There's fourth. You get this thing in fifth, you go 135, no problem. 900 RPM. We fixed our problem, guys. This thing's awesome. Good to go. I smacked some hard stuff, some bridges and other stuff on the back roads. It ain't bottomed out once yet. Guaranteed, she's dialed. Well, we made it to Saturday morning. I've been a blasting machine. What was I blasting? Well, tune into future episodes to figure out that information. I did not get a hold of Justin, who owned the S10. I was really hoping to give him that truck. I was wanting to drive up there and surprise him. That was kind of a part of my goal this week, and I just knew it was going to work out, and apparently it's not going to work out because I cannot get a hold of the man. But that being said, we also built suspension for the Stout, and yeah, we already tested it with those wheels and tires. But I may have found a good deal on a low mileage 4.8 liter LS motor. Who knows what we could possibly need that for. But anyhow, we've got to go pick it up this Saturday morning. So Slick had planned to cruise with me. We're still just going to cruise the Stout and put that new suspension to the test. Get us an old tire here where we got somewhere to set our motor on. Probably want to get a couple straps too. Yeah. Oh yeah, she's the old premium traction model.
She's still got tread left. She's ready to go.
We're about to mount that up on a 15 or what? Slick don't know he's getting the Stout, but I'm still gonna give that to him. Probably right now. Oh, guys, I didn't see that tailpipe. I seen that one flame shining. I thought my tailpipe had fell off. I was about to say, where the heck did my tailpipe go? Well, I just tucked her up there so far, I forgot I had one. Golly. Well, we're not gonna cruise two, we'll just take one. So you wanna drive your new truck or you want me to drive it?
My new truck.
That's gonna be your new truck, buddy.
Are you serious?
If you'll drive it.
I will drive it.
Well, that was supposed to be my double surprise for this week. I wanted to surprise you with this one and Justin with his, but
Thank you. That's awesome. Thank you.
It is your grandpa's truck.
We had a lot of fun. We drove this thing every year to the Watermelon Festival in, where's that? Rush Springs. Like every year. Me and my sister.
That's so cool. Slick learned to drive a stick in this truck.
Yep.
It's got his grandpa's plate on it.
Yeah, the Jesus one.
Yep.
I like that one.
And I think I already told y'all, but he's already said how the Stout's his favorite mini truck anyways. Not this one, but just the Stout in general.
It's cool. I really like them. They've grown on me. They're neat. They're like little internationals, like we always talk about.
Well, you like old school stuff, and you can't get much more old school mini trucks than this thing. So, guys, I told you I felt moved to get rid of some things, and when it come to this one, it just hit me that like this is a way better truck than his Love. So park that Love. If you want a V8 swap it down the road, now you don't got to keep fighting it. This thing is an excellent driver, way better than the Love's ever going to be, and I look forward to driving through town and seeing it over there at his shop.
Thank you, buddy.
I love you. I love you too, man. Let's cruise this thing so you can see the new suspension that don't clunk no more. Hey, if it wasn't for giving this truck to you, I may have never did all that work. I would have just dealt with it.
Just left it alone.
I'd be like, it's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. Just don't haul nobody big boned.
Yeah. You and Ella only.
This thing has 250,000 miles on it, guys, and 250,000 of that was done by Slick's family. How crazy is that? I've probably put 1,000 on it or so, but yeah.
Dad drove to the city for a while, and that's when it threw the timing chain, and he fixed it. And then I drove to the city for a while, and that's when the belt came off. And
Smoked the head gasket?
Smoked the head gasket.
Y'all hear scraping and rubbing?
That means it's low enough.
That's just because it's that low and my driveway's that bad. With this one, you really got to drive it like a lowered vehicle and ride crowns and stuff.
Well, let me ask you this. Since you gave this to me, does that mean you're going to build the other one?
Eventually. So that was kind of why it made it easier for me to get rid of this one. Yeah, to the point of having too much stuff, but like this one was checking off. I always wanted to do a body swap. I had access to this truck because of y'all for relatively affordable and cheap. I bought this white Stout for affordable and cheap. And I thought it was just a parts truck.
Yeah.
So I used this to check off the thing of doing a body swap, including the factory floor and dash like I always wanted to do. It's a great driver. But for a Toyota Stout for myself, this wasn't what I always thought would be my end-all say-all. Yeah. I've got the puddins.fab.shop blue one that one day I'd like to build for myself that will keep a factory dash and stuff. And then, maybe it's years down the road before that happens, guys. But then we'll have 2 Stouts to cruise. So you never see a Stout on the road. You dang sure never see 2 of them cruising.
No.
Where'd you see those Stouts at? You said Pot County, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
The last part you thought you'd see 2 cruising around. Did you think I was thinking about giving it to you? Because you didn't seem too surprised. Not that I'm offended by that, but almost like I wasn't good at
hiding it. When you said the other day, you were like, why don't you should just drive it. And I was like, I can, but it's room.
Yeah, I guess I did say that. I was like, you ought to just drive that Stout. Yeah, but then your reaction was like, oh, I'd drive it. And I was like, okay, all right. Yeah. If he would have said, yeah, I'd have been like, he was like, no, he's like, oh, I'd drive it. I'm like, all right. So that's why I want to fix the suspension, because me and Bill was talking. I'm like, you never see Slick without something in the back of your truck.
Yeah, there's always your
sandblaster, or there's a set of heads, or an engine block, or now a rear end. I'm like, you use your truck as a truck. Yeah. You can still use this as a truck. Yeah. That's a big old bed for a mini truck.
That's a huge bed. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm excited. It's gonna be, especially like this winter, and having something actually to drive. Like the truck, my new truck's cool. It's daily. This thing's cool to drive though. It's got the look.
The only thing this truck don't have, which half our old vehicles don't anyhow, it don't have windshield wipers.
All right.
Dang, I see you long bed, Fred.
It's got the graphics on it too.
Oh yeah, she's ready to be cut down. Nice little cruise through the hills. This thing's a highway machine, guys.
80 mile an hour all day long, baby.
Dang. I think the old Stout handled a load better than that thing. That ain't even got steel wheels. Shoot. She's basically a 3/4 ton with this new suspension is what I'm telling you.
Give me a gooseneck.
I messaged the guy who we're buying this LS motor from if he knew any good places to eat here in the Oak Mulgee. And his wife recommended Coleman's Burgers. Looks like a good recommendation to me. They recommended a good spot. Look at this, guys. Old-fashioned baby.
That's good.
Dang! Is that my motor? I didn't want to try none of this Toyota power.
Didn't get it. Might gas it too hard, motor fall out.
Dang! That Miata found a tree. Keep going, Slick. We about got her. Oh yeah. We drop her down and rehook. We got the super chain on this thing. You'd think we had a damn Cummins or something we were picking up. We found Miata heaven. Miatas as far as the eye can see. Oh! Got the quarterback. Yeah. Well, they will be waiting on. They weren't parts cars, they are now. Yeah. Man, if you just start lowering it, I'll keep pulling it this way.
Well, we're hitting the truck now.
Yeah, just start lowering it. It'll be all right. That's good. Apparently, we should have went like 350 pound springs. What's a dang 4.8 weigh? More than all those steelies and tires?
It's sitting on the concrete though, so you can't go, that's not accurate yet.
Well, that don't help its case. So definitely squatted her more than anticipated, I will say.
We still got some room though.
She still got some, so we're gonna be all right, because we ain't got a choice. She has to be okay. You didn't know we offered free gravel grading service? She's fine. Do not fear, guys. We don't have a lot of off-roading to do. That was all the off-roading we got to do.
Yeah.
From here, she's pretty smooth sailing. Well, she's doing good, guys. Every once in a while, if we get hit some stuff, we're getting a little thunk, but I think it's from the drive shaft hitting into that C-notch I did back there, actually. Now, it's just barely kissing it. So honestly, I think we could go to a little bit heavier springs because this thing still rode great on the 250 pounds. It wasn't beating us up one bit. And if he's going to use it like a truck, I think we can go a little bit heavier duty spring and probably resolve this problem.
I'm sure this won't be the last time it has a motor in it.
I didn't know that dang old 4.8 going to be so heavy, but I guess it makes sense. Dang old iron block. Well, there she is, folks. We made it. See, second half of the trip, a little more rubbing and clanking. I think those springs were just breaking in. But to bring this video full circle, I told you at the beginning, tuning coil springs includes changing your springs, figuring out your weights and everything. And we'll just go to a bigger spring, stiffer spring, I mean. It's fine, guys. It'll still ride soft, and he'll be able to haul more. But for now, she did it.
She made it. I don't see any marks on the drive shaft.
Well, that's good.
I don't know what was doing it.
Maybe we were getting into the C-notch way down there.
Oh, I see it, yeah.
Oh, that has to be the C-notch. She's about 3/4 of an inch away from bottoming them out. So, we can also pick up on our springs out here too, depending on ride height after these suckers are broke in. We've got options. I think going up to like a 300-pound spring's gonna be the right answer. She's still gonna ride good, and then she's gonna handle a load a lot better. Well, there we have it, guys. I start off this video with this dream of giving Justin his S10 back and slick the Stout, and well, the Stout is officially slicked. And guys, it feels good. You know, I don't know, I told you I had this feeling I was supposed to do something with it, and I feel like it's right where it needs to be. I told Slick we could take the pudding off from underneath the handle and put Slick 50 on there, and he said no, that's staying. He don't want to change a thing on it. He just wants to drive it. So I think the Stout's going to a good home. He can finally retire the old Love from now, because that thing's just barely hanging on by a thread.
She'll still spin the tire, but she don't like cold weather, I'll tell you that.
You know, half rotten floor don't either. So we'll see what happens with the S10. I think I'm gonna give it a week to see if that gentleman gets in touch with me, and if not, I have another idea in mind. And I'm not gonna say what it is. Please don't email me asking for the S10. I'm not trying to sound mean. I just already have an idea what will happen with it, and we'll see. Other than that, guys, I got our 4.8 set over there in the motor corner. We've got a bigger notch. I've already emailed about getting some better springs for the rear of this thing so we can continue to fine tune it out. Where it's a hauling truck besides a nice riding truck, which it is. And I think we did some really solid work on it. We just got to get that right spring that's going to be just right. So guys, I appreciate y'all watching. And yeah, I think I've covered it all. So thank y'all so much for being here at the puddins.fab.shop. Nope. Puddins Fab Shop YouTube channel. You can get some of that good quality merchandise at the puddins.fab.shop.com. We appreciate all the support there. That makes it possible for us to be able to do crazy things like build vehicles we've always wanted to, and then be able to give them to a buddy. So thank y'all for the support. It means the world to me and my family. Much other than that, we're on the Instagrammer, we are on the Patreon, we are on the Facebooker. And I will see y'all in the next one, where we start stripping a Scout down. Not a Stout, a Scout. I got too many rhyming vehicles around here. But do not forget, guys, sitting on your ass will not finish your project. We'll see y'all in the next one.